Welcome, Sports Talk Live for the culture. What's up, fam?
What's going on?
How's it going? Got the usual suspects in here today. What's up, Jonathan?
What's up? What's up?
I don't see you have the hat on today,
Nah, not
I see
today.
you still got that red on.
Got the red on though.
What's up, Nate? Back from suspension.
What's
still,
up?
You know,
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. How you doing? Duke, how you doing, man?
I'm here, man.
Yeah, definitely. Got them 12 o'clock games working out for you.
Oh, they're beautiful. We're not gonna talk about them. We're gonna let them do what they do.
Yeah, okay. Don't want to jinx it.
Nah, at
but
all.
We're here, Sports Talk Live for the culture. You know how we do Saturdays. We get down here and talk about the latest and greatest of what's going on in the sports world. And you usually jump in with the league, the NFL, National Football Association. One of the hot topics has been the Myles Garrett situation where his suspension was upheld. But it took a turn for a different when Myles Garrett, I guess, got leaked out into his hearing about his suspension, which was upheld, him being suspended indefinitely. Pouncey's suspension was dropped to 3 games to 2 games moving forward. Him and Mason Rudolph. He said Mason Rudolph threw a slur at him, which is the first time we heard about it or anything along those lines. Personally, I'm like a little skeptical of it because if that went down like that, that was the first thing they said. Like, yo, you know, he went there, so I went there.
Oh, the whole reaction would have been different.
Yeah, the whole reaction would have been different. I just don't. It's kind of hard. Nobody has any. You know, it hasn't been validified through technology or who's mic'd up or anything like that or called anything moving forward. So, what's your guys' take on this Myles Garrett thing?
I really don't think he did. I don't think he did. I don't think he said anything like that. But that's just trying to get, the community behind him or whatever. But no, you was wrong, brother.
Yeah.
Like, you was wrong, man. Like, that's the thing. Right is right, wrong is wrong, you know. And you was wrong. But, quarterbacks shouldn't have charged him. Like, me watching it again later on.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't charge me, I don't throw this helmet either. Let's not forget that. He charges me. Like, he was really going to do something if we didn't have these big guys in between us. Like, you wouldn't have charged me on the street.
Usually, usually you drop the helmet and you just go with fish. You don't
But you charged me and the player's holding my left hand, so my right hand, I got the helmet in my hand. I don't have no choice but to throw it. It's in my hand.
You can drop the helmet and go. You don't have to like.
And the reaction and the bang bang play is like.
Well, it's been a lot of bang bang plays, but that's the whole point.
If you don't charge me, I don't swing the helmet though.
Yeah. But I don't know. But you don't have to swing the helmet. I mean, it's the whole thing. Like, whatever you're in an altercation with a guy, and then you're in an altercation with a guy.
Right. Whatever happened to the nice little short right hook?
Yeah, you just drop the helmet. If he drops the helmet and throws a punch, it's no big deal. Like, he's still playing. Like, it's not.
Yes, boys will be boys.
And you gotta look at the in this culture of CTE, in this culture we're trying to make the game safer, in this culture that we can't really practice that hard and tackle. You're gonna rip somebody's helmet off and hit him over the top of the head with it. In this day and age, I think it's going to be more.
But it wasn't that though. Like, it wasn't. I ripped your helmet off and swung it at you. I ripped your helmet off and I was backing up and you came forward.
Yeah,
and ran around your lineman to swing at me. Like, if I ripped your helmet off, it was done. You came forward and now you elevated it to this level.
Yeah.
Once I ripped your helmet off, I was backing up. I was physically backing up.
Listen,
I was being pushed back, but I was backing up.
All the football guys.
If you would have stayed down, if you wouldn't have charged me, the helmet never would have got swung.
Yeah, but all the football guys, right? This is what they know. You got people up top. They all play football. They've been in rumbles, right? Nobody's saying nothing about that fight if the helmet's not swung. Yeah. Everybody's like, it's cool. It's boys will be boys, and you just go back to work. No suspensions, no nothings. So the helmet, because it was swung, now we got to focus on everything else. Who left the bench?
Because it went past Sports Center and went to ABC News.
You're not playing football anymore.
Right,
It's okay with a little rumble in football every little bit.
Right.
But the helmet is outside of, outside of everything. So that's why everybody started focusing on what did he do first. He did this. Who left the bench? Who threw the punch?
I push you, you trip.
It was the trigger.
I push you, you trip, you fall. You can't shoot me.
At the end of the day, was it all worth it? That's where we're at.
It's not worth it.
There we go.
It's not because it's going to tear his contracts up in the future and now. It's not worth it.
So it's not.
He's going to be able to play football and he's not going to get a contract because of this. Later on in his career.
Here's the thing, right, about the slur. Now, this is me, I'm speaking for me and probably, quite a few other people. In my experience with the slur, right? Once the slur comes out, whether somebody told you a story about it, you heard the slur again 3 seconds later. Because it was, you called me that? Yeah. And then it was a melee.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't wait to go in the locker room and then a week later say, he called me this. No. So, for me, it's, come on, stop it. For me, it was like, okay.
And the part about it can be triggered you because, I played sports.
It would have came out of that moment.
I played sports and was called that by a player. And basically, what I said was, it was plain and simple. You see that scoreboard? That's Mr. Nigger.
Yeah.
When I'm beating you like this, give me my props. Yeah. I ain't gonna let nobody pull you out of character.
Hey, listen, there's plenty of ways to handle it, but the helmet.
That's how Doug Williams.
Yeah.
That's how he handled it when he was coming up as a quarterback back in the day. Like his dad always told him, just make sure they have to put a Mister on it when they look at the scoreboard.
I seen Doug say that before.
Yeah, and that's what I used it. We was playing Cardinal Air. We was working them.
Right.
And, a player had to say that, whatever, and that's what I said to him. I was like, you went on about my business. But at the same time, it's a little late in the day for that.
Yeah, when you sit home on the couch and you start calculating every Monday morning, I'm making $450,000, and then the next 7 games you're not gonna get that $450,000. You're like, maybe I can recoup this. What can I do to recoup it?
Yeah. And
there you go. He called me this.
Yeah, and I think it'll move on, but then
it would have came out when he did that speech when he said I only can go forward in my actions. But,
it's coming out right on the field.
But it would have came out again then. But then he would have said when someone calls you out of your name, sometimes you act the way
it's
you
not
should.
Gonna be a day.
Even if he wouldn't have said what he said,
right,
like he just would have said like call me out my name. It could have been the B word. It could have been anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But it would have been said like that. It would have been
said like how you said. I'm with you.
Right. For you not to do that when you put your formal speech out 2 days later, a day later, that you had your advisors help you with, 2 days later, and then you say this 2 weeks later. Come on, brother.
Nah, I don't.
I can't do it this time around.
In a bag of tricks, like
not this time around.
Come on, brother.
Man, that when you're not getting that cash, and when you're not getting that money,
you'll think about some things.
That makes you definitely think about some things. Think about some things.
He said, "Hold up, I ain't getting paid the rest of the season." Yeah, he called me that.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get some protesters. Yeah, let's see if we get some protesters.
He said it all caps.
Yeah. He said with a hard R, not even an A.
Hard R.
He threw a hard R on that.
And he drug it too. It probably like 5 R's at the end.
Speaking of getting drunk, Penn State's getting drunk.
This kid was born in the 90s. He don't know how to say it like that. He don't know how to say it like that. He don't know how to say it like that.
He was watching Django.
So moving forward, I'm looking at it like it's you went to the the last card. Like you can't pull no more cards. You pulled that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you 6'5", 280.
So now like I'm looking at you as you're racist. Because that's what I'm looking at.
When you go there, you have no place else to go.
I'm looking at
it
as bad on your end now. Right. Like that's terrible of your character to even try to put that on that man.
Right.
Man, Myles Garrett seems like he seems a little quirky to me. You know what I'm trying to say? Before this season for him has been a long road from.
You speaking the truth,
right? From the penalties he got in the Jets game, from the story about a fan asking for autograph and then punched him in the face. I don't know what happened with that.
He seemed real Manti Te'o-esque.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if he had a fake girlfriend out there somewhere.
How good is he?
Very good.
He's very good player. Oh yeah. He's a fixture. He's a 10-year fixture on the defensive end over there.
Yeah, he's a real good player. Yeah, but he definitely has some issues this season and moving forward. I think it'll be deaded. The damage is done with it, but also the damage is done when you just throw out frivolous claims with no support for them. It's just boy crying wolf scenario, and definitely, and it's not positive in any way for the cause, the movement, or anything.
We dealing with too much for you to be slandering people. You know that ain't good.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
That's like a girl saying a player raped during the
Right,
event. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that
adds to the whole
The
atmosphere
focus
of
goes
distrust.
on to you next.
Right.
You know,
Make
like,
an old
why
boy
you
look like
making
a
that
racist,
up?
you
Yeah,
know
you
what I'm
making
saying?
that up?
Yeah, definitely. I want to jump into the next issue: the workout, non-workout,
Nice transition.
scheduled workout. Was it a workout? Was it positive? Was it a PR relations? Now, we had talked about it last week. It ended up getting moved. There was a waiver. There was a special waiver that was supposed to be for Kaepernick. He didn't sign it. The information the way I got from it was a move where, a little background. The NFL calls you up. Look, we want to work you out on a Saturday. Where at? In Atlanta, and you got 2 hours to decide. Well, who team's going to be there? Teams can have representatives there, but at the same time, scouts are all around the country. Like, your player personnel people aren't even, how are they going to know to be there? Because you're only getting 2 hours notice. Can you do it on Tuesday? Can you do it next Saturday? No. Kaepernick ends up moving it. What do you guys make over this overall Kaepernick thing? The workout, the non-workout. It seemed more PR-ish from the NFL, more CYA, because there's, like we said before last week, there's language in the settlement that if I'm still continue to feel backlash or persecution for my stance and I'm not picked up, I have a right to sue. The other defensive back is playing for Carolina. He's been picked up, but Kaepernick hasn't. What do you guys think on that?
It's a lot with this. Me being a Cap fan first, and San Fran, it's cheering for him. It's a lot with it. Like you just said, like the workout was not good to start with. It wasn't a real workout to me to start with. To me, it was people. It was just NFL people in suits out there. Once you think about it, like how you just said. Everybody scouts is around the world. So you want everybody scouts now is going to drop everything they doing and come here in the drop of a dime. They don't know yet. I'm answering the question now. I got to say yes. Then you got to tell them. Then the workout is in another day. So to me, the stand it was bad on that end. That wasn't real. What it was about Kaepernick signing that so he didn't get sued. Mm-hmm. But I still don't think Kaepernick should have had his own workout set up. I still don't think he should have did that. I think he should have just sat there and made them figure out the paperwork, because that's all they was trying to do is get him to sign paperwork so he wouldn't sue again, because he's never getting back in the NFL. So if they got to keep paying the man, paying the man. Even though I called Nate the other day and told him yesterday. We talked about it, but I called him like yesterday. He didn't answer the phone, but I called him to tell him like I feel like Kaepernick gonna get a job. I don't know if it's like the Tupac still alive thing, but I feel like Kaepernick is gonna get a job. Like, I don't know why though. I just felt like it last night. I said, I think somebody gonna hire him.
Well, there's positions out there. Out all the quarterbacks in the world, he could be in the NFL. Mm-hmm. You can legitimately
if the Bears
say
are smart. The Bears are smart.
You can legitimately say like we don't want to deal with the drama, but the drama's not that much. But the NFL has dealt with Michael Vick. The NFL has dealt with guys.
Ray Rice.
Yeah, the NFL has dealt with guys.
Ray Rice ain't come back.
The NFL's dealt with guys hitting women, all kind of drugs. Right.
What's the other guy? Ray Lewis.
Yeah, Ray Lewis.
The body.
He was involved in that.
Drug dealers.
The whole nine. So it's not like the NFL at all levels. We got owners. Irsay, the owner for the Colts. Yeah. All he was picked up with. You know what I mean? The owner of the Patriots, Washy, and sex trafficking. Yeah. So it's not like they didn't make him give up his squad. Yeah.
Even though I think that I don't think that it was a bad thing, Michael Vick. I think Michael Vick would have had more protesters than Kaepernick. I think the dog world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I think Peter was bigger than would have been bigger than the protesters Kaepernick is gonna have. Kaepernick's gonna have regular people.
Yeah.
No lawyers, no nothing. Vic had lawyers and everything against him. Like he had the whole world against him, half of the world against him. You put them with the
See, that was messed up in itself. We ain't talking about that, but he didn't do nothing.
Who's that?
Vic. He took the fall.
He did something.
Yeah, he was the fall guy.
He did something in the eyes of somebody else.
Yeah, he was involved in it, and he had people around his house that that sold him out down the river. But he was involved in it, and there's a lot of things you got to do. You got to give up when you get a certain social level or social status. There's certain places once you become in a certain level in life and things that you just you got to separate yourself for financial reasons, law reasons, and just moving forward as your name is your brand reasons.
Right.
So, and that was that was one of the things that dogfighting is something even though he should have moved on away from it. It should have been a clear line of demarcation that I don't have nothing to do with this.
Right.
And that clearly was not there. I think, like to your word, all about will he get a job, will he won't get a job. I don't know at this point. I mean, he's been out long enough where you can say, hey, but there's a lot of people they've called that's been out for a long time. So
Right.
That's not 30.
Hey.
They calling people 48 years old to come,
Like I said before, with this, my question is, how long has it been since Kaepernick has been out the league, right? How long has it been?
3 years and change.
All right, 3 years. Everybody and their mother knows he's supposed to have a job, all right? So what's going to happen? What's going to happen in between those 3 years? The first year he's out, the second year he's out, the third year is out, and they cut you a healthy check to basically stay away. What has happened? Like, what's going to happen? What do we think that's going to happen? So I'm supposed to, just because we know that you're good enough to play,
I think
everything is supposed to be like, oh, okay, we're gonna give you a workout.
I think what's happened
for you to get a job now.
I think what's happened is Lamar Jackson has happened, and his Vic's offensive coordinator is working with Lamar, and we're talking about league MVP, and the mobility in the quarterback position is big now. Nobody's talking about it as a deficit now. They're talking about now. It's all about a lot of talk was, well, he's kind of a unique quarterback, and we'll have to kind of fit him in doing what but no, that uniqueness is standard now. It's been standardized. Read option, RPOs is in everybody's playbook. So the style of play that Roman put together for him in San Francisco has copycatted and filtered his way around the league, and a lot of people are using it. So even more, his style of play is being used at the quarterback position now in the NFL has raised the stakes. That's why I think the PR workout idea came along, because you can't keep saying, well, we got like 9 teams running this RPO. We got so many teams running this RPO stuff looking like college offenses in the NFL. And who did that and went to the Super Bowl? And so now, and he's still out here. So this whole talk about his style of play was so unique, and we really don't want to throw our playbook out the window to try to bring him in. That's going to shot. So I think that had a little emphasis on that, and that language that said, if I'm still being persecuted, I'll come back to this table again, and we'll go to court again. I think that that played a part in it.
Well, at the end of the day, as we'll keep saying, always say, they broke him off a hefty penny, and it was for you to go. And if you come back to work for them, you can't be who you are. So why would you want to come back? Why would you want? You're not going to be able to say what you want to say. You're going to have to put a muzzle on it. So why would you want to come back and work for somebody who is in the way of what you stand for?
It wasn't a hefty penny, though. It wasn't that much.
They paying them real dollars. Them real dollars still work.
Got some change. They had to pay him for.
They had to split it.
Yeah, but if I split $70 million, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying?
That was the initial amount. They said it was less than that. It was
I don't know.
It was like less than 30.
I can't.
Well, he wants to play football. I mean, at one again, he still wants to play athlete. He still want to, thing. I mean, Ali came back and boxed.
And that's the problem that I think a lot of us we went overboard on Stephen A. I think that's what Stephen A. was trying to drive, that he wants to play football. And then they were showing like Max Kellerman and because Max Kellerman, what he was saying, and they thought Max Kellerman riding harder than you. Well, Max Kellerman comes from a perfect world, so if the world is not perfect, he doesn't understand.
He don't come from a perfect world.
Where we come from, what we deal with, it's never perfect. The odds is always stacked all the time.
Like Josh.
All the time. So what he was saying was, it's not going to be right. Everything ain't going to be right. No, they're going to give you receivers that ain't really good receivers. They're going to give you receivers that can drop the ball. No, they're going to put you in a field that got some wind in it. But that's what you're going to have to deal with. You know, you're going to have to deal with these things if you want to get back in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to come to me every day and message me and text me and saying, I want to be in the NFL, and then you do this, it was hurtful to me. You know what I mean? Like, I think everybody got Stephen A. words, you know, tied up wrong, and we ran on emotions on Stephen A. You know?
I don't think so. I think Stephen A. was wrong because the simple fact that, for one, I feel like he was backtracking. Just like how we said Myles Garrett said that, you know, he said the N-word or whatever.
Right.
Stephen A. sent all these text messages. Where are the messages?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe that. I believe he just saying just to say it because on that initial day, because what you saying is what he said later in the week. Mm-hmm. On that Monday, he said that he should sign this blah blah blah. Who in their right mind would sign their rights away? Mm-hmm. It's one thing to okay for you to bring up you right with the whole the receiver stuff, the win, all that stuff. But we not gonna overlook the fact that he was basically saying that he should sign that paper, and who in their right mind would sign that paper if you want to play in the NFL? That's like, I want to play in the NFL, I'm gonna eat glass.
Well, that day Stephen A. was wrong because he didn't even have the paper. He didn't have what the paper entailed that day either.
But they said on that episode what it said. They said what it said.
And that's a standard operation for big corporations. When there's big oil rigs and there's tragedy and things happen, you need help to get off before you leave work, sign this. Before you go to the hospital, sign this. Mm-hmm. And there's papers that say that this waives you from coming back at us, yada yada yada, down the line. Those forms are always there, and that's a standard tactic.
Yeah, I had to sign it. I had to sign it at my job when they laid us off. They gave us a service pay, but they said something wrong with your lungs.
It's standard for injury though. So they said that you can't sue for anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying I'm just saying in the context of they try to get you to sign stuff real quick.
They made it real vague.
Hey man, he needs to stay away. Number one, you escaped a brutal sport with no injury. All right. If he comes back, what will he get paid? And even it's not even about the money, but they are going to pay you as a backup. They're not going to just bring you in and say, okay, you're going to start day one. Yeah, so how much money are you going to make?
Making a run.
How are you going to make what's your income? That's why a lot of guys retire when they get a little bit older. They say, okay, all right, I know I can play at a high level. Yeah. But we're going to give you like 10 times as less the money. Mm-hmm. That's what makes a lot of them walk off. So Kaepernick is going to come in. He's not coming in as a starter off a 3-year layoff. Mm-hmm. They're going to chump him with the money, and he's probably going to look at that like, what? Is it worth it?
And he may be on the sideline holding a clipboard with a cap, making more money than I'm making.
Right. But is it worth that? And remember, you got away with no injury. Let's not forget about that. You can't play with football like that. Once you escape, sometimes you just got to just ride with it.
Go ahead. All right, when Ali, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he got arrested for that whole draft situation, right?
3.5 years. Mm-hmm. Didn't know whether he was going to fight ever again.
Didn't he get crucified by like all the the opposing people in America, including people that was in the boxing world?
Yeah.
You got Eddie also.
But he also still wanted to come back and box afterwards, right?
Yeah, but see,
also
boxing
because he had the heart of a champion.
Yeah, but boxing is truly
a brutal sport.
It's an individual sport too.
But I'm saying he still
I'm out there by myself.
But he still wanted to come back and
I'm out there by myself, and I'm fighting everybody by myself.
That
you know what I'm saying?
Crucified him and said he was wrong.
Yeah, but it's
just like he said, and he brought Jackie Robinson. That's another good point.
When you play an individual sport, sometimes it's a little bit different because that's who you fighting. Like yourself, if Kaepernick comes back, it's teammates that's out there. Like they can make a situation very comfortable for you when you play a team sport, and that's the part that I don't want to see him come back and do that, because it's some of those owners, they don't want to see you come back just because of what you stood for. Mm-hmm. And they might have to hire you just to say it's a business move. Mm-hmm. But like for an example, who wants to play for certain organizations out here? You don't want to play for them. Like in somebody in his position, you don't want to play for the Redskins. You don't want to play for the Bengals. You don't want to do those things. So is it worth coming back doing that? I don't think it's worth it.
If you want to play, that's who's going to.
I don't think it's worth it. Now I'm risking injury and risking everything. And look at this organization.
If a team like the Bears calling, I think it's worth it. Mm-hmm. I think they're a quarterback away. Mm-hmm.
That's why I said that earlier.
You know,
that's the one team I think we're going to.
The
But
Bears
Doug,
made cold can.
we got breaking news. Doug said Redskins tickets. He just texted the group. He said Redskins tickets going for $12.
$12.
That is true. I seen that last. That is very true.
$12.
Very,
You think
very
I want to
true.
play quarterback there?
Yeah, the Redskins got one of the worst doctors out there. So,
They
so
play
they
the Lions
say.
this weekend. Ain't no bringing nobody in there. They might as well get them tickets.
Yeah, they might as well get them tickets away, man.
Washington is down the street.
That's when you go
We
take.
can get there.
That's when you go get 15 kids and you get a bus.
Yeah.
We can get to Washington.
They don't know how. They don't know how.
If it
Look,
was
listen,
warm, I'll go.
they don't know how much the tickets are to kids.
Yeah, they like.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
for the
we here.
experience.
They here, right?
It's for the
Yeah.
experience.
Definitely. So we'll see where this goes. The Kaepernick situation, I think it's probably the last we've heard of for a while. Till it spiked up. But I want to get into the heart of the NFL this week. We're getting down to the nitty gritty, as they say, in the NFL. Week 12, things are coming into focus. We got a schedule up there. I'm going to focus in on some games I think are kind of crucial or big games this week.
Pats in New England.
Week 12 of the NFL. And one of those games I want to talk about, and it's good that we got Jonathan here, is the 49ers and the Green Bay Packers.
Hubba.
In this game, it starts a stretch.
A crucial stretch for San Fran.
A crucial stretch.
They better be glad they got out of that game last week.
It's gonna be a tough one, right here.
So what do you guys take on this game? This is San Fran and Green Bay.
I can take the Saints are happy that this game is happening right now because they get to inch a little closer. One of them got to lose. You know, that's something that the Saints would be happy for. But
Seahawks happy too.
Well, Seahawks is only happy if we lose. Saints is happy if either team lose.
True. Yeah, right.
Saints is happy for either
Seahawks
one.
only got 2 losses.
Right. But if we lose, not if we win.
Okay.
They're not happy if we win.
Yeah.
They're happy if we lose. The Saints would want either team. I think it's going to be good. I mean,
this is why you watch.
I think we've been getting them for the past couple so close years.
Hold on, Doug. You can't call the 49ers a fraud. You was just rooting for them, man. You said they're going to be the powerhouse this season.
Hey, Doug, I vouch. I vouch for Nate on this one.
We gotta see what goes down.
Come on, Doug.
The 49ers. It's funny.
Cowboys is about to win this weekend. I'm with you on that.
the funny part about it was the 49ers, as I always say, kind of tucked their chain in last week when they didn't go for it on 4th and 1 against when they could have, you have a kicker off the street, as Jonathan say. Why don't you go for it on 4th and 1 and try to get, after you get that first down, make sure you get 18, 19 more yards to make this an old school PAT to win the game, and they didn't do it. So going into this game, it'll be interesting to see. And I kind of get
Kittle's back though.
Yeah, Kittle's is back.
Kittle's back.
The tight end is back, but it's interesting to see because I think it's a lot of pressure on Jimmy G because Jimmy G was bought there. Well, Jimmy G is paid like the.
He got a couple rings.
Like he's the god.
He's paid like when we go against Aaron Rodgers, the advantage of quarterback is not going to be as much as it should be. Like we're paying you because we're saying you're close to that type of quarterback that when we go into these big time games with a first ballot Hall of Famer at quarterback, they shouldn't have that much of advantage. So there's some pressure on Jimmy G, and we'll see how it goes. Who you got winning this game and why?
Well, I think my whole squad is back, healthy, so I got to go with my team, And we've been winning lately. We've been getting them lately, So I'm going to go with the Niners.
I'm going with the Niners too because I see Soon's into this Penn State and Ohio State game very, very serious.
Yeah, it's Penn State might have got a phone.
Yeah.
This is a tough one, man. I'm going Green Bay.
You going with Green Bay?
I'm going Green Bay. Yeah.
All right, we're going with Green Bay.
I'm going with the Niners, but I don't see a blowout. I see a tight one.
I see a tight one either way.
I'm going. Yeah, I see a tight one. I'm going with the Niners.
It's been flexed Sunday night. It's been flexed in the Sunday night.
Jimmy got to keep those turnovers down.
Yeah.
He got to stop
Hey,
throwing
listen,
the game
he's-
away.
he's-
2 red
he's
zone
facing-
interceptions last week. Not going to happen.
Jimmy's
not
in
gonna cut it this
territory
week.
he's never been in before. Remember, he's a rookie when it comes to
pressure.
these situations. Yeah,
Pressure, bust
he's
pipes.
never been in games where
That's what I said. Yeah.
there's no injuries. Everything is depleted. He got to figure it
man.
out. Now
He
they want to
doing it.
give you 137. You got to figure it out. You know what I
And
mean?
he throwing across from a goat right there, man. Is he ready
So it'll
for
be
that pressure?
interesting to see. The other game is interesting, like Jonathan said. The Seattle Seahawks at the
I don't
Philadelphia
understand how the Eagles are favored. I really don't understand
It's
that.
a 10 o'clock. What was it? 10
Vegas knows.
Is it? Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Oh, they know.
Oh well, all the Seahawks games are close. And
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
they're coming off a bye, and it's a 10 a.m. body clock game for them because they're playing at 1 Eastern on the East Coast. But they come play. Wentz has caught a lot of heat this week in Philadelphia about his fourth quarter numbers and not living up to the status. I think they're depleted the receiver core. The Eagles don't really have a lot of playmakers at receiver, and I think this anointing of Wentz as a guy that is going to carry just a band of guys is just not that true. And every young quarterback needs a running game, and they need some playmakers for him at the wide receiver position. So who you guys got winning this game and why?
I'm rocking with the Seahawks. I ain't been fooled by that spread. I like Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson, whether they had their receivers or not on the other end, but they don't have their receivers on the other end. So I don't. Come on, Nelson Aguilar. I ain't really gotta say much more after that. But then Jordan Matthews and
Is Aguilar going to play him? And what's going to have been questionable? Him and Alshon Jeffrey.
Aguilar has to play. I don't know what else they got. Like
yeah, then,
everybody's taking shots at Aguilar, but
But didn't
Aguilar.
Aguilar tweak his knee on that last play?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah. I mean, if they want to win, I was sitting.
Yeah, everybody's saying.
That's what
I
I would
don't
do.
think so though. Like everybody's
I
jumping
put
on.
my kicker out there as a receiver for Aguilar back out
Aguilar's
there.
not a number one. He's a number 3, number two at best, and he's got to play number one. So that's a big difference. Like you can't fault JJ Stokes for if Jerry Rice goes down and JJ Stokes doesn't give you 3 touchdowns. You can't look at JJ Stokes and say, "What are you doing out here?" Or John Taylor. John Taylor can do it. John Taylor could have been a number 1 maybe on a couple other teams, but not JJ Stokes. He was a number 3. So it's like you can't look for J. Oh, you got to. I hate the quote next man up. Reason why I hate that, if we're paying this guy $40 million and we're paying this guy $300,000, there's no way this guy $300,000 is going to do what $40 million is going to do.
I think everybody knows
hate that term, next man up.
I think everybody knows
I
that.
hate that. I don't, because it's not right.
Well, it's
We
not
paying
right,
this guy,
but it's true.
We paying
It's
this
true.
guy $40 million. We
just
paying this guy
trying to make it
$300,000. Why do we say next man up?
Because you the
That's
next man up.
That's
You
not
the
right.
No.
And they put it on JJ Stokes to be Jerry Rice.
Nah,
That's not fair to JJ.
They can't do that.
It's
'Cause
not
if
fair.
If they do that, then they delusional. Because that's the reason why we got first string, second string, and third string.
Right.
And there's a reason why they make different
That's
money.
right.
So we know that, right?
So stop saying that.
We know that.
You got to
But
get it.
you are the next man up. You the next man up.
You are, but they said like, oh,
We're
there's
going to
no
ask you to do your
excuses.
job.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
3
There's a
touchdowns is not JJ Stokes' job.
Yeah.
We can't expect you to
Convert
replace.
the 3rd and 7 when Jerry is double,
Yeah.
and John Taylor is one man with a spy on him, and you go across the middle and convert a 3rd and 7 is your job because
we
you
can't-
single
We
cover.
can't expect you to replace
On a safety.
a great that's over there.
On the flip side, the next man up, Josh Gordon got 1 game under his belt with them, and I like him to explode this game against that that
Well, look,
secondary.
But
of the Eagles.
secondary got healthy. Everybody's saying Darby's back.
Josh Gordon.
So
Man, Josh, that's
so
gonna
look,
be too much for him over
Yeah.
there. Man.
the Eagles did not play a bad game defensively last week. They did not. So it looks like that's going to be there.
But at this stage of this game, they're going up against Russell Wilson,
Right.
who's not Brady. Brady's stationary. He's getting rid of the ball. I'm not going to take a hit. He's 42. Russell's in his prime as MVP and has 1 pick and 20-some plus touchdowns.
But hold on, let me get
So
the dub.
so this is the thing about Seattle, right? Let's be real. When they come to play, you got to beat them. They come like Carroll has them ready to play football. I don't care where you're at. They are going to be physical. They out there hitting. They got players.
Yep.
So I'm looking at the Eagles. They're like injuries, the injury bug, you don't want it to come. I mean, we saw the game last week. So if moving forward, if I'm Seattle, I'm coming to do what I do. And if the Eagles are already injured and I'm a physical football team, they should not be able to get out of this one just because I'm physical.
Yeah.
If you already got second and third stringers out.
Yeah. You got your backup in.
Let me holler at Doug is watching even though he's not in. He's watching.
Hey, Doug.
He's
Fresh.
watching
What's up,
closely. And he named a couple. He named a couple next man up things. Priest Holmes, Larry Johnson, Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Wentz, Dak Romo, Andrew Luck.
Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers.
You can add a lot. You can add Brady and you can add Brady. Who came before Brady? You can add Bledsoe. You got a lot, but I guarantee it's more of not happening than happening. Yes,
without a doubt.
We can pick 12 that stepped up and became something or won a game. Brian Leaf might have won a game here and there.
You don't remember second place. Like you say, it's probably, I'm with you. It's a lot more, but we can't name them.
We can name a couple, but I guarantee we can name much more that didn't step up than that stepped up. That's all I'm saying, Doug.
Interesting. I'm going to go with the Seahawks on this one because of Russell. It's just if they didn't have any of the Russell's just that guy.
You picked on the last one, so you picked Niners or the
I went with the Packers.
Yeah. Russell, you got to count Russell, and Russell is in. And the bad thing about with Russell is that if Russell has a bad game, Lamar Jackson is now the MVP. Period. Like they in that type of tug of war. Like that interception.
Well,
if we would have ran that
has
interception,
a bad game. You could say that,
right? But if we would have ran that interception back, they would have been calling Jackson the clear front runner for the MVP. If we'd have ran that Russell Wilson interception back, he didn't have a chance to redeem himself. So he's taking a snap for a lot. His game to win the game, beat the Eagles, and for the MVP.
Well, they need Russell to do. They need Russell Magic to win. They definitely need that.
I don't think he cares about the MVP too much.
I don't think the Eagles are banged up. I don't know if their right tackle's going to play.
Russell just happy he got
and Clowney, and Clowney's going to be there, fresh and ready to go. So it's just an interesting part. I just think the Eagles are just nicked up, but we'll see. That's why they play the games. The next game I want to jump into is those Dallas Cowboys versus the Patriots, who struggled last week offensively against the Eagles. Tom got roughed up. He's been put on the injury list with an elbow issue.
Interesting.
The Patriots get their left tackle back. They're starting left tackle back. That will help. So we got the Patriots. You got Hoodie. He's going to be ready and prepared. Threw a lot of accolades.
Hard
at the
to bet against the Hoodie.
It's hard to bet against the Hoodie. I got to go with the Patriots here.
That's surprising. I'm going with the Cowboys.
Oh, you going with the Cowboys? Why, Nate?
Cowboys,
Make me happy.
man.
Tell me why.
The Patriots. Who the Patriots beat this season?
Yeah, they haven't. Their schedule is like.
Who have they beat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They okay.
They beat the depleted Eagles,
and they lost by more than one touchdown to the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
the only two teams that's credible. Them two teams.
They almost lost to the Bills. If Josh Allen didn't get hurt, they lose that game. You know what I'm saying?
So close.
So they only won by 6 points.
Right.
And they had the ball, but Matt Barkley couldn't get them down the field. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen would have gotten down the field, I believe. But so any team that's just above 500 or look like they playing with some type of playoff contention,
giving them trouble.
Right. They blowing out the Jets and the Dolphins and teams of that sort. Like I think that the Cowboys is getting they playoff gears rolling. I think that that Zeke, Amari, Randall Cobb out there looking good. Gallup back. I think they win a close game.
I'm not going against Dallas winning because let's be real. Dallas has the athletes to win.
Right.
It's just I think it's pretty much up to them on if they coming ready to play because New England right now they're not impressive. Yeah. They're not impressive. Like if you have players that are disciplined and you have some athletes, which Dallas has, right, and you come to play, you can get out of there with a win. It's just as simple as that. They got pressure guys up front. Yes. They got Zeke. They got Amari Cooper. They got guys to get it done. They got a quarterback who's capable. So if you go up there and you put something together, you can come out of there with a victory. So if they win, it wouldn't surprise me at all. They got the talent to do it.
And I'm gonna throw something else out there real quick before you go, John. I don't know if it's just me or if anybody else noticed this. Like, the number one person you can't run from is age. Mm-hmm. And I think finally, even though he ain't showed it yet, I think last week was the first week I seen Tom looking old.
He didn't look old all season.
I believe it hit him. It was like to the point where
off the clip boxer.
Peyton Manning was looking old at something like with flashes.
Right.
But when it hit him, it hit him.
He
and it wasn't no coming. It wasn't no coming back.
He did not look good.
So Tom was throwing like the worst balls in the world last week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, he did not look good. But let's be real. That pressure was coming.
And the weather.
They was coming.
Yeah.
Pressure was coming from the Eagles. Yeah, they was putting pressure on him now.
They was. Where I'm at, I got the Cowboys coming out. I got the Cowboys, seeing what happened last week. And I just don't see England just don't have it no more. They just don't. They now, before when they was getting to the Super Bowl, going with the crazy
way they looked, right?
It was a certain, even though they're gonna have the same record as they had in the past. They're gonna have that untouchable record. They probably gonna clinch the next week. They gonna have the untouchable record.
6-0 in their division.
Yeah, they're gonna have that same record, but you just can tell that they don't have it.
Right.
The pass and the receiving core. Other than Edelman, and if you double Edelman, where do you go?
And Sanu's not playing.
Like where do you go? Like before, it was okay. I can find Gronk even if he double cover. Mm-hmm. I can put it up high. I can put it up low. Gronk can get it.
And Gronk just announced he's not coming back this season.
I can put up left. I can put up right.
Tom heard that loud and clear.
He was banking on. He was banking on.
Tom sold his house up, and his house is up for sale. And
you gotta think about it.
Somewhere warm and Chase.
And his trainer, sold his house too.
And the thing about it, with all they knew that they needed receivers. With all that circus that went around Antonio Brown, they still reached out and got that man and brought him there. With all the circus, with all the stuff they
needed him,
the head case they knew he was.
They drafted a receiver for the first time ever in the Bill Belichick era.
Because we need a receiver. Brady had him in his house. He was at Brady's house with Brady's wife and family.
This is it, probably.
Who invited a head? He would have never invited a head case to his house like that.
Not only that, somebody that's accused of rape. You don't know if he's a rapist or not. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. He had that man in his house. He was trying to figure out, look, I need this right here. So Brady just doesn't. He seemed like the Brady that the haters call him now. The haters talked about him. He seems like that Brady. Like he's bad. He's not good at all. And a lot of his receivers, he have no one to throw to, and he's never, other than his first 4 years, he's never been a 30-40 yard passer. He was always a pick play.
So you say the arm is weak now. It's very weak.
The arm is very weak. He was always a fullback, pick the tight end man, and he's
pick
wide
and
open.
Yeah.
Right. He was always a pick play guy, and now it's like it's bad, man.
Hey, listen.
I think we all can say everybody was saying that Brady's going to move on and go to another team.
It's going to be like weather over there, but I don't think he's moving on.
I think he's need to retire after this year. This is it. I think this is it. I don't think he should go anywhere. Winning, I think he shouldn't. I think he shouldn't move on. And
maybe
go
it takes him. Because what's their record?
9-1, right?
All right. So how you going to tell a man is 9-1? To go sit down.
Tell him he ain't gonna have that line he had his whole career.
So he gotta find that out. He's one of them guys.
Or Josh in that offense, but they're around him.
He's one of them guys. He gotta find it out.
He gotta find out the hard way.
His face when he got hit last week.
Yeah.
Brady was looking like Eli out there.
And then look, they came away with the win. So you can't tell him to go sit down. So he's gonna be one of those guys. Is gonna have to. Somebody gonna really have to sit me down or put me out for me to go really sit down. Yeah, that's what he has written all over his forehead.
We'll see how that plays out. I want to jump in with the NCAA. The NCAA last week there was been some results and some conclusion to some cases that we talked about with the NCAA, and as far as loans to prominent players got loans from family members or close family members, and one of those family members is playing today in this game. Ohio State's Chase Young. He was originally suspended for 4 games, and they dropped it down to 2. And the 2 teams he missed was Rutgers and somebody else, which were terrible. And no effect on Ohio State, but he's ready to play now against Penn State today. Do you think? And my feelings behind this, they're not taking these talented players and saying you're done for the season, because they still want them to be on TV.
Revenue.
So they're saying, okay, we're gonna give you 2 games, and you got to pay the
your
money
best
back.
cotton picking, not picking.
Yeah, you paid out there.
That's what
so now they have Chase Young, who was reduced to 2 games to 4 games, from 4 games to 2 games, and then with Memphis, with Wiseman, they said he will be eligible to play January 12th when they start conference play. He has to sit out 12 games, and he has to repay the $11,500 and donate that to charity, and he can't use like GoFundMe money or things like this. So, but he'll be back on television in the tourney if Memphis State gets there and everything like that and play, and I'll have eyes on him. What do you guys think of these NCAA rulings?
I think it's a bunch of bull crap, man. Especially that Memphis situation. It's like for one, a family friend, which happened to be Penny Hardaway. You know. So you mean to tell me, if I'm a basketball player, right? And me and you cool, and you like, man, I'm hurting right now. I need some new sneakers. Man, I got you with these sneaks, and I'm on. You walk into practice. Here go a card. Who to say you can? What's wrong with that?
It's $11,500 to move them to Memphis.
So
hey, man,
here's
I don't see nothing wrong.
This is where the trouble comes in. So when you are a professional athlete, it doesn't have anything to do with being a professional athlete. Is once you establish that you donate the amount of money that you do, I forget the amount of money, to a college, you become a booster. So now I can't give you anything because I'm a booster. So it's like me giving you money under the rug now. Now, if I was never a booster, then I could probably get away with it. Because who's to say I could be walking around rich man. I don't belong to any universities. I didn't give anybody any money. And I say, hey, Nate, come here. Here's a couple of dollars. Nobody can get me in trouble for that. But the fact that Penny Hardaway donated a lot of money when he was playing, I believe, for Memphis, it automatically made him a booster. Because
according to NCAA,
right.
Even though he hadn't been that.
So now I can't give anybody affiliated with the university or as a recruit or anything any money. So that's where they messed up at.
I want to say first, we all need to take note of Doug. He's not here, but he's on here he's here. So when we miss days, we need to be like Doug. So he puts where he's going to get the 11 from. He's going to get it from Penny.
Yeah, pretty much.
And get suspended again.
He's going to get it from Penny, Doug. That's where he's going to get it from.
I don't know if there was a timeline on $11,500 he had to pay back, or or what it was.
That's a good observation. Yeah, I ain't see the timeline either.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Does he have to pay it back before he play, or
once he get his NBA contract? Like, is it a 5-year thing or something?
Oh, listen,
because he's one and done.
He's done this in a couple years.
Yeah,
Doug just put us in a couple of years.
Yeah, he's one and done.
Oh, he's one and done. He's out.
I heard that they was thinking about playing him anyway, though. Like, just
they
forfeit the
were,
losses.
Yeah, they were going to hey, we're going to play anyway. We're going to push this envelope to NCAA. What you going to do?
If you really think that you didn't really do anything wrong and you know the law, then why not?
And if the university gets a cut of TV revenue, people want to see it anyway.
Big shout out to the university for like going forward.
Yeah,
I think that was big for
some of them shut down. They're like, okay, whatever, we're done.
We'll see more as the world. It's going to be interesting moving forward with the NCAA and with the likenesses now players can profit from, and how we push this billion-dollar industry that keeps telling this is not about profit. This is about athletics and scholarship, as they sign one TV deal after another. Let's jump into the NBA, the association.
Is
and one of the things about the association, and what has been jumping off about the association is this man right here, who has been Mr. Luka.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Luka Doncic. They saying he's MVP right now.
That man is James Harden without the flopping.
He balling. I want to call him
Oh, yeah.
MVP, though.
He's James Harden without
He's
the
not
flopping.
MVP?
He has the numbers.
He has MVP numbers.
He has the numbers.
He in the conversation. I just ain't calling him.
yeah.
It's too early to call him anybody.
I mean, he's in the MVP conversation.
He
definitely
definitely
And he's 20 years old.
He definitely
Not
in the
forget that.
conversation.
But with the NBA today, you can be that young and and be that non-athletic and everything, and still be able to be in the conversation.
Magic was 19, winning the world.
So that's what I'm saying. So that was where I was going. So where is he from?
He is from. Where's he from, Jonathan?
So he's not from here, right?
No, he's a European
he's
player.
from not American.
So how about the Europeans start playing pro when he's 16?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So he's 20 here. He's 25.
Let's not forget he won 2 back-to-back MVPs there.
Yeah. So we can put age 25.
But that don't always mean nothing because look at Dario Saric. He won MVPs over there.
Well, I'm just saying he did.
But he got the professional experience already. You know what I mean?
No, it doesn't.
He was getting the professional experience at 16.
Playing against grown men.
Yeah, playing against grown men.
Nah, he's special. I ain't gonna take nothing from him. He definitely special.
So he can play.
Yeah, he's definitely a premier player in the league. I mean, you can't take that from him. 20 years old, the numbers he's putting up.
At all.
And he's really giving Dallas Mavericks hope. They got Porzingis and him are going to be the team up and do different things. So he's Slovenian. I can't pronounce where he's from in Slovenia, but he's Slovenian, and he's born in 1999. First round picked third overall, so they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, I got breaking news from Doug. Luka doesn't matter because Ben hit a 3.
Yeah. I'm about to get to Ben.
I was saying that's what my man Doug said.
Now he has the same amount of threes as the Greek Freak has MVPs.
Yeah.
So now he doesn't have that advantage anymore. We're going to talk about Ben and the three-pointer and offensive development. We can't go over the show without that. But the other thing in the NBA is the Clippers. They get Paul George back. He's playing now. Do you think? What do you think the Clippers are feeling right now? The Clippers wanted to become the team in the West. I mean, it looks like they're playing for,
the West playoffs is going to be the Wild Wild West this season. That's all I got to say.
They're playing for
that game last night. Whew,
nice.
Oh yeah, if everybody can hold on and we don't see any load management.
It's going to be interesting. With the Clippers, because the Clippers are definitely playing and poisoning themselves for a playoff run, but they're not getting the headlines. You think you put this team together, you think you want to be the front, get the headlines in LA, and right now, the Lakers are 13-2. Yeah, the best record.
Yeah,
the
only
best
2 losses.
record in
About
NFL.
a quarter of the way through, creeping up on. They playing good basketball.
Yeah, so you think they're still getting the shine? Do you think the Clippers, and Kawhi plays every second game, third game, missed 5 games. Do you? The ultimate goal is to win a championship. But do you think they're having a little thing about, hey man, we wanted to be the team in this arena. We wanted to be the team in this arena. We wanted to usurp the Lakers with the press and the coverage and the hype, and that's definitely not happening. So what do you guys think? What do you think about the Clippers? Do you think the Clippers feel some type of way?
I don't think they should once they seen the moves that the Lakers made, because it's like, even if they have the better record, they have to have a big gap better record. They got a better record by 3 games, even 10 games toward the end of the season. We both made the playoffs. I don't think that the Clippers still can clips. The little brother is so far under. Like they just they so far down. So for the Lakers to have the better record, is going to be unanimous where the press is going to be at, and with LeBron there. So like it will almost be like we would have to only won like 4 games this year so far. For it to be what they would want.
It's going to take for that Christmas game. It's going to take for them to meet them like in the Western Conference Finals and beat them, win the championship, and then they still not going to usurp the Lakers. But they just going to be hot news for right now. That's all that's going to be. Yeah.
But I think they wanted more headlines. When you put that team together, we wanted to be the team that everybody's coming to see. Yeah, the Lakers are old league. We the new one coming. We're the hot thing right now. They got LeBron, who's a fading superstar, but we got the best player in the world right now. We teamed him up with Paul George. Let's get this Clippers thing rocking and rolling. And it hasn't been that way. The Lakers are 13-2.
Ain't gonna be no Nets.
Well, maybe they didn't think. Maybe they didn't think LeBron was gonna be 25, 9, and 10, and AD wasn't gonna be 25, 10, and 5. Like maybe they didn't think that was gonna happen.
I don't know why.
I don't know.
I don't know what made them think that.
Because if you knew that, you knew that LeBron was gonna keep his throne. So, and then you knew you weren't gonna play every game. Yeah. The teams are as good as Paul George is. Don't knock Paul George at all. He's in the top 10 probably easily. Especially 2-way players. He's in the top 5. So no knock on Paul George, but they're coming to see you, Kawhi, and you're sitting out. You know, they're coming to see you. And for you to sit out all these games, and now what's going to happen when then you're going to say, then was Paul George or somebody take a shot, we never got to really gel this season. They're saying because you keep sitting out, we not getting to gel as a team.
I really do think that something's wrong with him. You know, I think the knees might be, acting up. Yeah, and I think they sore. But, he played a lot of ball last year. Like, he put the team on his back. He's probably sore.
He missed a lot of games last year, too.
Yeah, so I do think something's wrong.
But can you do that? Is it easier to do that in Toronto? I mean, is it easier to take, like, look, we're just happy that you're here. We know you're only going to be here 1 year, and this is our championship run. So whatever you do to get yourself ready, we okay with it. But Los Angeles is a different market. It's a different beast. It's a different animal. Yeah. We didn't assign you for talent, but we signed you for all that comes with it.
Right.
We went to swag, we went to attention, we went to lights, camera, action. We want you to facilitate this LA takeover.
Yeah, if you the thing about him is LA is so busy right now with where do you want to start? Lakers, Rams. It's a whole bunch of other stuff going on out there. They got soccer.
They even had quiet commercials on Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, so he can pull it off. He can hide a little bit, But ultimately, what's going to happen is you can't the load management or whatever you doing or you sore or whatever the case. They're going to need you when it starts to get tight. Yeah, because it's all about placement. Where do you want to be in the playoffs? Do you want to be the third seed? Do you want to be the fourth, fifth, sixth? It doesn't matter. Where are you going? So you can play around with that now and try to wish for your health. Yeah, and wish for your health to be okay. But you can't keep doing that because you're going to want to be placed at a higher seed. So let's we'll see. They where are the Clippers sitting right now as far in terms of record?
No, they are right.
They're like 9-5, 10-5.
Yeah, so they're still around, but you don't want to dig a hole because like we say, the West is something that you're going to have to deal with. So you can't dig yourself deep and be fighting like you in the Western Conference Championship when it's the first round. Because that's when the wear and tear comes. You want to get those games done so you can get a little bit of rest, I guess. That will benefit him anyway,
Yeah, they would be in the fourth seed right now.
Yeah,
at the start of the day.
So they're still around,
Yeah, Doug feels though they're saying,
one game away.
We let y'all do have this regular season hype, but when the money counts, we gonna beat y'all.
There you go.
That's when it's money time, we gonna do what we need to do.
Right.
And you guys won't match up against us. And as Doug, the handsome guy who's on hiatus today, had mentioned, Ben Simmons hit a 3-point shot, y'all. From the corner.
Are undefeated when Ben hits a three.
Yeah. And he's shooting 1,000% for his career.
All day.
In 3 years. How many people in 3 years
Big Ben
hitting 1,000% from 3-point range? He was like Jack Hammer from the Fish to Save Pittsburgh. From the corner, it's a goner. For my Fish to Save Pittsburgh fans out there, old heads, you know how we get down. Moses Guthrie. You know about Moses Guthrie, Jonathan?
Nah, I don't know about
Nate, you know about Moses Guthrie?
Never heard of it.
Oh, man, you got to watch the Fish to Save Pittsburgh.
The Fish to Save Pittsburgh.
Whoa. Nah.
Pisces.
Anything that sounds like that with that rhythm, we don't have to see it.
I think Doc had
the
Doc
had the choker on 2 times.
Yeah. Doc should have got an Oscar for that.
Yeah.
Doc should have got an Oscar for that movie.
Y'all talk about Space Jam. What y'all want to
Ben
do?
hitting that 3 was like the guy, when you do something, you kiss the girl for the first time, and you walking back to your boys and you trying to hold your smile in. He wanted to have a whole Kool-Aid smile. You know what I mean? You try to hold your smile in the whole night.
He finally did it, man. He got his high school sweetheart.
But look, he let it go like he's been working on it too. And it hit the bottom. It didn't wrap around the rim. It said
Ain't do too much.
You make that net pop, you working.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on money. It was like bang. It was a set play.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Let's see if he can build some confidence. But I think the free throws is more the build up because he's an attacker and a penetrator.
The worst thing in the world is somebody start to hack a shack on you.
Yeah, and they've been doing that. They did that.
When they do that to you, they mean you need some work.
Let's see how long it take him to shoot another one.
You're a point guard.
Is we going to get another one for the All-Star break? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want, though.
We'll
get
see.
one more before Christmas.
You guys better. Any odds on there when he'll take his next 3?
Next game.
Yeah,
And Jimmy Butler returns. Mr. Buckets returns to Philly tonight. The Heat,
and they're doing good.
They're
They're surprisingly like they're like
they know what they do. Look, Pat Riley knows basketball. I gotta tell people.
Pat knows.
Pat knows basketball. He developing players, things along those lines. He's been doing this for a long time. He knows who can play and he can't play, and so. Don't sleep on Pat Riley. You know, it's early in the season, but winning early is important. Getting confidence with a young team. That, hey, we can play with people. We want to have success early success. Will help.
They 6-0 at home.
Yeah, so definitely the Sixers get them on the road tonight in their building, in the center. Jimmy Butler returns. Is he booed, cheered? What do you think? Jimmy Buckets.
My thing is, when he was here, did they win any chips?
He gonna get booed.
Philly fans gonna give it to him.
It's Philly.
He's not Iverson or Barkley. They're gonna give it to him. He's gonna get it.
He's gonna get it. Definitely.
But Paul George didn't get booed.
Who?
Paul George never played for Philly.
Yeah.
No. It's Philly we talking about. It's Philly fans.
Let me see what's in that cup, man.
I'm saying when he came back,
Definitely. But tonight we got a fight tonight. We got
we do.
We got a fight tonight. We got a big time fight tonight. Yeah, we got a heavyweight rematch between Wilder and Ortiz.
Little side note: they bringing Fight Night back and Wilder on the cover.
Oh, okay.
Fight Night finally coming back.
Okay, wow, okay, that would be good. So it'll be interesting to see.
Nice in that joint.
I felt the last fight. Both guys went down. Wilder caught him late, but I felt that Ortiz in his prime would have got him.
Right.
That's how I felt. Now Ortiz is older.
He lost some weight too.
He looked like he's in better shape than he was before. Definitely moving forward. Here's the tail of the tape. Definitely fights, age, how they're looking, and everything like that. Moving forward. But who do you think? Who do you like in this, Jonathan?
It's just hard to go against Wilder. That right hand not going to fall the whole fight. Like he only got to drop it one time. Like it's just hard to, he's going to get outboxed tonight. He's going to get outboxed. He's going to be down on the cards probably, and it's just, he has to be down on the cards. He's not down on the cards. The fight is over. If he's up on the cards, it's going to be a knockout.
Yeah.
So he's going to be down on the cards, but it's just hard to see the 10th, the 9th, between the 8th and the 10th, the 8th and the 11th round, that he's not going to land that right hand, And we've seen that he still has power late in the fights. Like that was surprisingly that he still had that same power in the 11th round, 10th round, to drop it the way he dropped it on Ortiz last fight. So I'm an Ortiz fan, but I got to go with Wilder.
You got to go with Wilder.
Yeah, but I want Ortiz to win.
I think it'll be a good fight. It's just hard for me. Ortiz has the miles on him and everything like that. He's just an older guy. He'll start off early and do well, but how can he keep it up at that intensity?
Right.
Because the adrenaline and energy expanding on fight night is different in training. There's a whole new level of energy that you release in preparing and fighting in a world championship fight or competing in real time. So I just think Wilder. You have to go with him moving forward.
I'm going with Wilder also.
Yeah,
Ortiz, the power's there.
Yeah, the power's there.
You in a heavyweight bout, one on the chin. You're going to sit down.
I think
you gotta lean with him. Yeah, like you said, if you had a younger Ortiz, it might be a little bit different.
Yeah,
but
I think it would have been different because if you watch that first fight, the round before he knocked Ortiz down, he was sitting in Wilder's face saying, "Throw the right hand." Every time he threw it, he pivoted and caught Wilder. Every time. It was like, okay, he is over. And the next round, that right hand slipped through. And then when it slipped through, it was over. He was waiting for it the whole fight. He was standing face waiting for him to throw the right. And when he threw that joint, he pivoted, caught him. Boop. Every time. Kept making him pay for it. It got to a point Wilder didn't even throw it. Wilder was just sitting in his face. He wouldn't even throw the right hand. But then the next round, he let it go.
That's what it is. So definitely. Well, fellas, it's been a good session down here on Sports Talk Live for the culture.
Always.
Next Thursday is Thanksgiving. We're going to be thankful for everything that we got in this world. And, moving forward, we're going to eat turkey and ham and greens and sweet potato pies and
all that.
Drink up and sip up, and then once you get past Thanksgiving, it's money time. That's when the NFL, we're going to find out. It's a streak. Who's going to make those playoff runs? The next thing you know, we're talking NBA Christmas. We're gonna get some games in.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a evaluation of where the NBA.
You got basketball from noon all the way to 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on that turkey.
Yeah, definitely. The Luka, check him out. He's must see for Dallas Mavericks.
Oh yeah.
The guy, the kid is very good. And I just want to send a shout out to my Academy Park Knights, who fell as they were looking for their 5th
tough one
district championship to Cheltenham. Props to Cheltenham, their first district title ever. We were up Cheltenham 43-42 on a failed 2-point conversion. 3 touchdowns scored in the last 2 minutes, a minute and a half. Great high school game. But props to them. But we out, and we'll talk. Peace.
Peace.
He had a little bit too much to drink, man.